So we welcome you in this fifth class of design of overhead water tanks. So before discussing details of design, let's see once again revise the different classification of water tank. Just like we have seen, based on the position, water tank can be of three types: water tank resting on ground, water tank can be underground water tank, and then there can be elevated or overhead water tank. Both these name are same: elevated or overhead water tank. See, in this picture, all of these three pictures I have shown you rectangular water tank. Are you able to see it? Yes, you can say this can be circular, this can be circular also. Circular means cylindrical, but this is surely rectangular overhead water tank. Let's see all of the above three tanks. That means water tank resting on ground, underground water tank, and elevated overhead water tank can be further subcategorized into rectangular water tank or circular water tank. We get six different kinds of tank as possible for designing. But in our course, we have to limit our design to circular overhead tank only. That I have kept in this note. You must see this notice. Let's see what are the different kinds of overhead or elevated water tanks possible in our civil engineering. So basically there are five kinds of elevated water tank. First one is a rectangular, or it can be a square overhead water tank. Second one can be circular or cylindrical. It can, we can say that cylindrical also, cylindrical. And third can be inch tank. Inch tank we have seen as in the class video 1. Fourth is conical water tank, and fifth is spherical. So but we are here focusing only on circular overhead water tank only. So what are the different components in a circular water tank? See this picture, actually it is looking like a conical or frustum shape. This line and this line is actually, it should be parallel, but what I have drawn, it is not looking exactly parallel. So assume both of them, both of the walls are parallel. They are completely 90 degree to the bottom. Okay, so this is 90 degree. So actually if we see the complete picture, there are different components, but basically we can classify there are five main components if we are going to design a circular water tank. The first and foremost is the base slab. Base slab is the slab which is circular in plan, and it is the base on which the complete water is supported. This one is the base slab. Okay, this is circular in the plan, and then base slab is raised and it is surrounded by a top vertical tank wall which is cylindrical in shape, which you are seeing here. This and this wall, both are the parts of a cylindrical wall made around the edge of the base slab. Then this complete top wall, tank wall, is covered by a top dome. You can see the top dome here. This is the top dome. Top dome is also a spherical concrete members, which we have not seen how to design, but we will see how these spherical elements are designed. And then top dome and tank wall is connected by a top ring beam, and this top ring beam is here. Actually this ring beam goes like this, and it goes in other direction also, which you are not able to see. So this top ring beam is just connecting the top dome is this top dome which is made above, and the tank wall is this part of this tank wall. Okay, And then base slab is further supported on the stagings mean the different pillars by transferring its load through another bottom ring beam, which we are only just seeing their cross section. Just see here, something is there. This is a beam. Cross section is only visible here, you are able to see it. So actually there is a circular beam of which only a cross section we are seeing it. So as a whole we can say that there are total above 5 basic components which we have to design only. So let us understand it gradually through given example. The given example is a design an overhead circular water tank with flat bottom and supported ring beam with following data. Data is given as capacity of tank is 4.5 lakh liter water. Actually in the internal assessment I forget to wrote 4 lakh liter, 4 lakh liter I missed. So that was my mistake. So capacity of tank is given. See, we are going to design a overhead and circular water tank. So keep it in mind that we are going to make a cylindrical structure of which the capacity is given 4.5 lakh liter water. So this is supported on a ring beam and the data is use M30 concrete and Fe415 steel. What we have to design top dome, top ring beam, tank wall, base slab and bottom ring beam. So just see one more important thing, that base slab is very difficult to design. Actually for designing base slab we have to study plate theory. If we study plate theory then it becomes easy, but I am not going to ask much from these two, bottom ring beams and base slab. Both these parts include higher study of the detail which we have not done yet. So don't worry about that, just understand above three components, how to design top dome, top ring beam and tank wall. Base slab is actually very difficult. If you go and see, you have to use many design tables, many difficult equations like torsional moment and bending moment and shear force diagrams. All those diagrams have to be considered, and then it is very complex actually. Such designs we have never seen until now, and it will be too much to discuss those things right now. So let's move. For any design dimensions are the first to be calculated. अभी हमें डायमेंशन का कुछ भी पता नहीं है, हमें बस पता है कि वॉल्यूम ऑफ टैंक कितना है. वॉल्यूम ऑफ टैंक है 4.5 लाख लीटर. अगर हम इसे 1 लाख लीटर, अगर हमें ये इक्वेशन हमें पता है 1 मीटर क्यूब में कितना एक क्यूब है, मान लीजिए अगर हमारे पास एक क्यूब है whose dimension is 1 meter into 1 meter, then the volume of the cube is 1 meter cube, and in volume of 1 meter cube we can keep water of capacity 1000 liter. So in a whole 4.5 lakh liter, if you convert it into meter cube, then it will be 450 meter cube volume. This is the volume of tank, and volume can be equated with pi by 4 pi d square by h, pi d square into h by 4. So this is the volume of cylinder and we have equated it with 450. Since no restrictions are given on either diameter or the height of the tank, so you can assume whatever the diameter of the tank. So we assume a practical value, that is d is equal to 12 meter. It is not impractical. It is generally seen 12 meter, 10 meter, 8 meter. You can take up to 15-16 meter also, no problem. But just check the h should be of practical in real life. Whatever you see, it should be a real life dimension. It should not be very less, like 500 mm, 600 mm. That is not seen. So taking diameter equal to 12 meter, we get height is equal to 3.97 meter. So we can round off it to 4 meter, क्योंकि हमें ज़्यादा बढ़ा करके लेना है. जैसे 3.97 मीटर अगर आ रहा है तो ऐसा नहीं कि इसे 3.95 मीटर ले लें, क्योंकि कोई भी टैंक होती है, जैसे ये हमारा टैंक है, तो इस टैंक में हमें कुछ वाटर अगर हमारा इतना हमें भरना है, ये रहा हमारे वाटर का लेवल, इफ़ दिस इज आवर वाटर लेवल, then there is some free board is given, free board. This free board means the depth, difference of the depth of the water and the tank. तो कुछ 200 mm 300 mm थोड़ा बहुत तो देना ही होता है फ्री बोर्ड. So we can easily round off the height to be equal to 4 meter. So first of all we have to understand how to design a top dome. We need to understand some basic concepts of a spherical cell members. So in the higher course we study plate and cells, and their cells are like the spherical plates, like in the stadium or in any big mega structure auditoriums. There are the roofs, and roofs are particularly made of some plastics or some members which are called the cells. सेल्स जैसे ना एक कछुए के ऊपर एक सेल होता है, तो वो एक स्फेरिकल सेल होता है, स्फेरिकल शेप भी होती है, और फिर बहुत ही थिन प्लास्टिक या थिन आरसीसी मेंबर होती है, या पीएस मोस्टली प्री स्ट्रेस कंक्रीट होती है जो बहुत ही स्ट्रेंथ होती है. ऐसी चीज़ों को डिज़ाइन करने में हमें दो फोर्सेस को समझना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. क्या क्या फोर्सेस उसमें जनरेट होता है. तो बेसिकली देर आर टू मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट काइंड ऑफ फोर्सेस दैट डेवलप. फर्स्ट वन इज द hoop tension, understand it, hoop tension, and another is the meridional force. Both these kinds of forces are mutually perpendicular, and we have to understand what are the nature of these forces. So on any spherical structural element like dome or cell etc., there are two kinds of forces exerted in perpendicular direction to each other. What are those perpendicular direction? These are longitudinal and latitudinal direction. Okay, what is this longitude and latitudes? In the course of geography in the 5th or 6th class we just studied कि what the parallel circles like Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn or equators, these all are parallel circles on the geogrids of the earth. They are called latitudes. Latitude like 23.5 degree, 66.67 degree, like that you may be remembering. Those parallel circles are called latitude, and along the direction of latitude, like these are the parallel circle. Okay, this is the equator, and along these circles hoop tension is applied, this hoop tension. And then we study another geogrid line, that is prime meridian. Prime meridian is like this, prime meridian. You studied something like that, meridians pass from north pole to south pole. So they are not parallel circles, they are intersecting, they are concurrent circles at the two poles. So along these lines our meridional force actually is the meridional force acts along the meridians, so that's why they are called meridional force. They act along the longitudinal direction. So we represent the meridional force by T1 and hoop tension by T2. Let's see a cross section of a circular structural element. This one is our one of the structure which is spherical in shape. This is the cross section, and in the cross section there are two kinds of forces being shown to you. What are these two kinds of? Meridional force, which is acting along the meridians, acting along the meridian. This is very basic, but you need to understand. And then there is hoop tension. Hoop tension is along here, and this is acting along the parallel circles. Okay, and their magnitude depends on different parameters like theta, which we will see, and radius, and of course the loads applied on them. So these two forces are perpendicular, mutually perpendicular, and are the main criteria which are the which lays the basis for the design of such members. सो वी प्रोवाइड एक्चुअली इफ़ अगर हम डिज़ाइन में अगर हम देखें तो अगर हमें स्टील बार्स डालने हैं, स्टील बार्स अगर हमें डालना है हुप टेंशन को रेजिस्ट करने के लिए, स्टील बार्स डालना है किसके लिए, हुप टेंशन को रेजिस्ट, इस ये जो हुप टेंशन है इसको रेजिस्ट करने के लिए हमें स्टील बार डालने हैं। तो स्टील बार डालना होगा परपेंडिकुलर टू द फोर्स लाइक दिस, स्टील बार हमें ऐसे डालने होंगे, आप समझ रहे हैं। यानी टू रेजिस्ट हुप टेंशन वी हैव टू अप्लाई स्टील बार्स perpendicular to the direction of the parallel circle, that is along the meridians. While to design to resist, अगर हमें स्टील बार डालना है to resist meridional force, so we have to हाँ, if we want to resist meridional force, और अगर हमें स्टील बार्स इसके लिए डालना है तो हमें परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ मेरिडियनल फोर्स हमें स्टील बार्स रन करने होंगे, यानी अलोंग द पैरेलल सर्कल्स। तो दोनों में स्टील बार्स को हमें वाइस वर्सा है एकदम, मतलब कि दोनों में अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में रखना है। जस्ट लाइक टू अंडरस्टैंड आई हैव रिटन इट हियर, वी प्रोवाइड स्टील बार्स रेडियली, रेडियली मीन्स अलोंग द पैरेलल सर्कल्स टू रेजिस्ट मेरिडियनल स्ट्रेस। अगर हमें मेरिडियनल स्ट्रेस को अगर रेजिस्ट करना है तो स्टील बार्स हमें कैसे डालने होंगे, हमें इस तरीके से ही डालने होंगे रेडियली, ठीक है, along the parallel circles, that is latitudinal. As well as we provide steel circumferentially, circumferentially मतलब हमें इधर डालना होगा स्टील, ये along the meridians longitudinally to resist hoop tension। तो एक याद करने का, एक अगर शॉर्ट में कहें कि याद कैसे रखा जाए तो हमें जस्ट रिवर्स कर देना है कि हुप टेंशन जो कि लैटिट्यूडनली एक्ट होता है उसे रेजिस्ट करने के लिए स्टील बार हमें लॉन्गिट्यूडनली डालना होता है, वेयर एज मेरिडियनल फोर्स जो कि मेरिडियंस के अलॉन्ग अप्लाई होता है और उसे रेजिस्ट करने के लिए हमें वो डालना होता है अलॉन्ग द पैरेलल सर्कल्स, ठीक है। So this we have to just keep it in our mind. This will come in the coming discussions.